Good morning, everyone. I'm checking in a little early. John sent me a message that CME was off, so I thought I would give it a shot. If you could let me know how the sound is. I'm trying out a different microphone and want to make sure that you can actually hear me and that it's not staticky and that it actually sounds okay. So I could wait for a thumbs up or a sounds good or a happy, happy, joy, joy, anything. So I know folks were already coming in this morning, which is great. So far, sounds good. Great. Okay. Let's start saying hi to some folks. I want to welcome you all in. First of all, today is the 20th of February already. Holy cow. It's flying by. And this is Level Up Live, and I'm Jen. So let's say hi to the folks who have already come in. First one in this morning was Scott Smith. Good morning, Scott, driving and listening. Be careful out there. And John Gaylor, mod extraordinaire, saying good morning. How are you, sir? Denise from Bone Tired Travelers. Hi, Denise. Thanks so much for coming in today. And Denise is asking Scott if y'all are coming to Helen this year. So that's going to be a big outing towards the beginning of March. I'm sorry. I believe it's the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And unfortunately, I can't make it this year. I have a conflict, but it does sound fun. And I do want to kind of put it on the agenda for next year and do a trip out there. So folks saying good morning to each other. So you're trying to stay awake 15 more minutes. Oh, don't necessarily do that for us. You can certainly go to sleep, but if you were working the night shift, I don't know how you're still awake. So yes, John sent me a message this morning that I could start early, which I did a few minutes early. So thanks so much for being here with me a little bit early. And you are right, Denise. If you're like me, I'm running around like a mad woman till 3 minutes till. Yeah, that is that was basically what was going on is I was running around and I was actually hooking up a new microphone. So hopefully it's got some decent sound and is transmitting well. So we will see. Could be, which was true. I was racing around until the last minute. John Crawford is here. Hi, everyone. Hi, John. Thanks so much for coming in. Only 2 weeks until Helen, Georgia. That sounds so fun. And from PK Adventure Travel, Ryan Scott reporting for duty. My second Scott in the house now and saying hi to folks. Sounds great. So great to have you guys here. And I know I started a little bit early today, but I figured what the heck, the chat was hopping. So that was all good. So I'm glad the new mic sounds good. I wanted to try something a little bit different and went with an external mic that I can mute and some other stuff. So we're getting a little fancier. So Vicky from Foodie's Vacation is here. Hi, thanks so much for coming in. Great to have you here. The other thing that I just got is I just got a set of mics, wireless mics for Chef Todd and I to use when he does his cooking demonstrations. So that way we don't have to borrow the ones that we have been using and we can do that. And we're going to try and hook up even more cameras for his next cooking demo. So maybe we'll get the GoPro going over near the stove and stuff. And he was already like figuring out some things that he wants to do for the next cooking demo. So he had a lot of fun with it. And hopefully you guys had fun with it too. If you didn't have a chance to join us on Sunday morning for Brunch and BS, there's always team replay. Go back and take a look. Chef Todd actually presented 3 different breakfast sandwiches that were absolutely amazing. One was better than the next. So that was fantastic. And the breakfast sandwiches were actually so good. We've had them a couple of times since Sunday. So fantastic. Okay, Chet is here. Hi, Chet. You're at the doctor's office lurking. Well, I hope everything's okay and it's just a checkup. And Kathy Mills is here. Good morning, Kathy. Thanks so much for coming in. Denise, of course, calling out Chet Mix for Chet and the trademark. The trademark gets me every day. I know. It's just so funny. Saying hi to Kathy and back to Denise. And Nightbot reminding you to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, Nightbot is trained to do a few things. So I know that most of us who are in the chat are connected to each other, but every once in a while, YouTube bounces subscribers. So I always like to double check and make sure that I am still subscribed to everyone's channels. So go ahead and if you would, you drop tribe, hashtag tribe, and it will go ahead and it will drop your link to your YouTube channel so other people can find you. And just like Denise just did, if you drop the hashtag coffee, it will give you a link to go and actually order coffee or tea online. And if you are someone who already orders your coffee, why not have it benefit a charity at the same time? They've got coffee beans to grind, they've got K cups, they've got ground coffee, they've got all different kinds of things. So huge variety, and 25% of the proceeds benefit Helping Hands for Cruising. So you can't go wrong. And the other fundraiser that we've got going on, also, thank you, Denise, is popcorn. So this one gives you yummy snacks and 50% benefits Helping Hands for Cruising. That is like an unheard of percentage in the fundraising world. So it's really fantastic. I actually ordered some popcorn and cookies through Poppin' Popcorn online, and I ordered it in the evening, and the next day it had shipped already. So I'm waiting to receive it, but it shipped the next day. So really fast turnaround. Denise is being fantastic with all the hashtags. The other one is HH4C. Now, if you are familiar with Helping Hands for Cruising and you've been to their website before, you might say, hey, I've seen it before. I know what it's about. I know what all there is to know about Helping Hands for Cruising. But wait, they just redid their website. So even if you have been to the Helping Hands for Cruising website in the past, you should go over there and check it out. That is going to give you information about the board, about the recipients, about upcoming cruises, all the fantastic work they do. And remember that HH4C is a 501c charity in the US, so donations are tax deductible, and we love that. So Ryan showing how it's done. If you do hashtag tribe, it's going to go ahead and drop your link so people can find you. And let's see, actually, Ryan, how far away from 1,000 are you? Because I know you were getting close and we want to get you there. So just a girl on her porch. Hi, thank you so much for coming in. Great to have you here. And thank you for dropping your link. Appreciate that so everybody can find you. New Horizons Above and Beyond. Good morning. How are you? Everyone is being so great about going ahead and dropping their links so people can find them. So yes, but wait, there's more. Does anybody remember those old Ron Popeil commercials, those Ronco commercials? There was always, but wait, there's more. And Law Jones coming in. Good morning, Law. Thank you so much for being here. Great to have you here. So our topic today that I wanted to discuss is mental health and aging. And this is another one of those topics that I don't think is exclusive to aging, but it is one of those things that can be exacerbated by age and that can modify by age. So I did want to talk about mental health and age. Now, New Horizons Above and Beyond just subscribed to Girl on Her Porch. So thank you so much for subscribing over there. Set it and forget it rib roast. Yes, John, that was the Pocket Fisherman, Spudinator. Yes, all of those things. Ron Popeil. It was fantastic. He had great commercials. And Danny D is in the house. Good morning, Danny. Thank you so much for coming in. Great to have you here. The Ginsu knife. Yes, where you would saw through a can and then saw a tomato paper thin, so thin you could read through it. So yes, very those were always very funny commercials. I always loved the Mr. Microphone was a personal favorite with the kid in the car. Hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later. So silly, so crazy. Anyway, so mental health and aging. Now, I have been someone who was diagnosed with mental health concerns when I was a teenager. So, when I was about 16, 17 is when that happened. And I have been living the better living through pharmaceuticals world ever since. So, for more than 40 years that I have been getting benefit from better living through pharmaceuticals. Now, this is something that changes because your body changes. So, hormones change, your body changes, your body chemistry changes. So, it fluctuates quite a bit. Now, to combat that, I actually see my prescribing physician 3 or 4 times a year, and we make adjustments to my meds as needed. So, for example, every spring I lower my antidepressive dose, and every fall we raise it because I live in a climate that goes to a lot of gray. So, that actually ends up happening. So, Liz Law, aging can bring better mental health. Absolutely. I'm much, much more stable now than I was when I was younger. And Scott says that they will be in Helen. That's fantastic. Scott Smith, terrific. So glad you're going to be there. I can't wait to see the footage of Helen. That's going to be fantastic. That's going to be a great outing and a really good time. And I'm sure with all the creators who are going to be there, it's going to be some fantastic footage coming out of there. So, back to mental health and aging. One of the things that I have noticed is that the medications that I need uh, have changed over the years. They've modified over the years. Dosages, types of meds. Certain meds will work for a while and then stop working. Different meds come out. Certain medications are used off label, so there's all kinds of things about that that come into play. So, really, I think for me, my mental health journey is not tied to my aging. It is simply a dynamic of my whole life. Now, there are other people who actually start to experience changes to their mental health as they are aging and can start to experience anxiety or depression or both as they age. And sometimes that is due to a variety of different things. It can be because of a health scare that brings on anxiety. It can be because of changing blood, just your composition changes, your digestion changes, everything changes. So it's always kind of an evolution there. Najuma, thank you for coming in. So I wanted to talk today and just ask some questions if people had stories or people had examples of anyone that they know or folks in their life who they know their mental health has been modified in conjunction with aging. So I know people who are starting to suffer from depression later in life because of changes that are going on, whether it is health changes, loss of a loved one, it could be any number of things that triggers that, and that people suddenly start having some mental health crises later on in life that they didn't have earlier on. So I'm not sure if other people experience that. I know that some of the folks who are in the chat work with seniors, so you may have experienced that. You may have experienced it with your own families, with relatives, with parents or other relatives as they age, or even for some of us as we are aging, some of that is changing, some of that is modifying and becoming different, and the meds are becoming different, the therapy is becoming different, all of that is becoming different. So I personally, I am a big fan of better living through pharmaceuticals. I recognized a long time ago that um, my mental health was tied to taking my medication and making sure that I kept things in balance. So Denise is saying nothing like watching prim and proper mother sundowning and cussing like a sailor. Dementia is terrible. Absolutely. You have three brains. Mental health can be affected by a lot of things. Absolutely. Mental health can also be impacted by, I actually believe I've read a lot of articles recently about how it is um, tied to your microbiome in your digestive system too. So it's all tied into that. So I'm with Denise. My meds keep me alive. No doubt about that. If it weren't for my meds, um I really don't want to think about where I would be or what I would be doing. So you can rewire your brain at any age. Yes, you definitely can do rewiring, and your gut definitely affects your brain. The gut actually impacts everything. It's amazing how much your gut impacts. And I actually notice that when I have like an IBS flare up, all of the other things that get impacted, sleep, brain fog, things like that. Yeah, it does suck if you have IBS. Yeah, that's really, it is. And the thing with the IBS, I don't know if you experience this, Denise, but because it's not like an all the time nightmare, it's just a some of the time nightmare. You end up getting you end up getting fluctuations in what will work and what won't. So I find that that is very challenging. So Danny is saying that dementia, her grandma had it. It is so sad. Seeing people not remember their families and all of that. So kids changed it for me. Postpartum changed my life. Yeah. Postpartum was a huge rocker, and also could be a correlation of IBS and bipolar. You never know what's tied in there. But as far as the postpartum, I also went through a major upheaval with menopause. So for me, I know that mine is tied very, very closely um, to hormone changes. So whether that was after I had my kids and it was the postpartum, or in menopause and all of that stopping. So your daughter had PPD and PPA. Oh gosh, that's a rough that's a rough road. That is definitely a rough road to go down. Now I also think yeah, menopause will make you suicidal. I got to tell you, Denise, it is amazing because at my age, I have a lot of friends who are either going through menopause, going into menopause, coming out of menopause, whatever. We're all like in this whole pre, peri, post, full on menopausal phase right now, the whole group of us. And it absolutely will affect people differently and homicidal. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, I definitely am on board with that. That's yeah. So there we go. I'm post and still suffering from all kinds of craziness and all kinds of hormone imbalances and gosh, just it's not for the weak. It's not for the weak. Um Menopause landed on me with like both feet and it was wearing combat boots. It just boom, totally totally landed. Perimeno makes me just a cranky pants. I am such a cranky pants. The mood swings are not fun. The mood swings are not a good time. You had to learn to listen to the voices in your head. They sound just like your wife. John. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the menopause is like absolutely incredibly crazy. um, it is I don't know what folks are using. I actually, because of one of my chronic illnesses that impacts the arteries, I am not a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. So I have to go a more homeopathic, holistic route with herbs and supplements and things like that. I can't do hormone replacement therapy. So, and quite honestly, my body is like so hypersensitive to certain meds that I don't know how well I would do with it to begin with. So it's kind of a gamble for me. It's not sure if I would want to anyway. So, so you've been on HRT for 25 years. Wow. You know what, Denise? I know people who swear by it, who are very successful. Like I said, I'm just not allowed to do it because of my fibromuscular dysplasia. It's contraindicated for that. So I'm not able to do that. So it makes sense since a hysterectomy. Yeah, that a lot of times they have to do that. It's just not in the cards for me. So there's actually a woman on social media. She is a physician. She's an OBGYN who goes by the nickname Menopause Barbie. And all of her content is about menopause and different treatments for menopause. And it really is interesting. It's some cool content. So I've always liked the Southern approach to crazy. We don't hide our crazy relatives. We bring them out and show them off. Absolutely, Law. You don't want to hide you don't want to hide them. You want to bring them out to the parlor and show them off. Share them with everybody. Absolutely. That's my family. You miss the testosterone, it put out the fires of hell hot flashes. Yeah, yeah. The hot flashes are quite the interesting thing. So those are people actually I know that I tend to refer to those as power surges because yeah, gotta gotta keep them gotta keep it light somehow. So you parade them on the porch and give them sweet tea. Denise, that is so Southern. That is fantastic. Oh, and whatever floats your boat. Hey, how y'all doing? So great to have you here. So we are just talking mental health and aging, and we're talking a bit about menopause, which I know might not be an issue for everyone in the panel, but it impacts everyone at some point because your mom, your sister, your wife, your friend, your someone is going to go through it. And it is, wow. It is quite the experience. Yeah, that is definitely how it should be. We all do have crazy family, and anyone who thinks that like their family is normal, I don't even think that exists. I really don't, because there's some level of crazy, there's some level of something weird going on with everyone's family. So, yep. Yeah, I bet the guys are loving this chat. You know what? Like I said, it affects everyone. It impacts everyone, because even if you are not going through it yourself, you know someone who either is going through it or who is going to go through it. And if you can be more understanding, if you can be more caring about that, and just even not try to solve it, but just to be there to say, you poor, poor thing. Sometimes that's enough. And Scottsdale Scott, Captain Controversy, is here. How are you, sir? Hope you are having a wonderful time at sea. I believe you are still away on the Magic, so thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Um, Danny's pre warning your sister in law to get ready to meet people who are a little odd. She thought it was funny. I think that's a great heads up. So fantastic. Everybody saying good morning to Scott. You are in Grand Turk today. Oh my gosh, I am jealous. I still have the frosty frozen background up because right now it is a whopping 4 degrees. The real feel is 6 below. And that's why Jen's in a hoodie today, because it is cold out. It is really wicked and really awful. So you're riding golf carts with the game crew today. Oh, fun. That sounds like a blast. I am so jealous. Sounds like such a great time. Yep. See? Oh, so jealous. Absolutely. So, how are you and Chef Todd? We're great. We're Chef Todd is actually on a vacation this week. He's doing a staycation, and he's taking care of all of his doctor and dentist appointments this week. So nothing fun, but still he's getting stuff taken care of. So thank you, and hope you are having a blast. So
Bad things. Bad things.
Chef Todd had a colonoscopy on Monday, so that was what bad things were happening. So definitely don't crash, Scott. No, we don't want to with the carts. Definitely not. So you had a dream last night with us in it. We were in Aruba, and Chef Todd was in a Carnival Chef guest contest, and he won, which he would. I think that's a great dream. That's fantastic. Jen, get out of that cold and come down to Florida. You know what? It's funny that you say that. We were actually talking with our financial planner this week about retirement, and Florida is quite possibly in the cards. So we will have to see where that comes. So name them cards after a different sausage. That's funny. That is funny. So Scott's not driving, Danny, so we don't have to worry about him crashing. So I make light of it, but it stems from how broken our healthcare system when it comes to mental health. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%, John. It's not a healthcare system, it's an illness care system. It keeps people sick. So, there we go. Chef Todd, but up close and personal. Yes, there he is. He served me on a hammock. I like this dream, Scott. This is great. And we've logged it. Fantastic. So, Scott, who is driving? So, wow, this is a very specific dream. He made a swordfish dish. He makes great swordfish. That is fantastic. Curacao is where I want to go for future winters. I just want to get away. So Greg is driving. Fantastic. I bet he liked that announcement. So much stigma. So much stigma around it. Yes, absolutely. It's 81 degrees right now. Holy cow. I have my friend who lives in Port St. Lucie, Florida, actually sending me her like 85-degree days that are trying to get us down there. And I would pick up and move in a minute. My job is remote and I can work from anywhere. So I would pick up and move in a minute. It's Chef Todd's job that's a regional job to Northern Illinois and the state of Wisconsin. So his job actually keeps us here, but I would pick up and move to a different climate in a minute. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming in. I am going to go ahead and cut out. That is so funny. You just want to go where it snows for a winter. You know what? If you're not used to it, to visit the snow is fine. And to vacation with the snow, that's fine. To live with it and have to drive in it and shop in it and get places in it and get to doctor appointments and have emergencies and all kinds of stuff in there, that's no fun. That is no fun at all. Oh, and here's the cruising lizard. Only 72 today. Were you here when I said that it was 4 degrees? I'll be happy if I get a degree with a 7 in the number and it'll still be a single digit. Holy cow. That is crazy. Yeah, plenty of fabulous restaurants all over. We have friends who live on the west coast of Florida and friends on the east coast of Florida. So it's just a matter of deciding where to end up. 5-degree wind chill in Mississippi? That's disgusting. And 10 degrees there? Oh, we all need to get to better weather. That's the reality, is we all just need to get to better weather. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great Thursday, pre-Friday as it were, and I hope that you have a terrific rest of your day, and remember to always level up. Thanks for joining me this morning, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Try and stay warm because it looks like everybody is battling the teens and the low temps and the real feels in the single digits and all of that. So thank you so much. Mwah. Love to all. Take care, you guys. Bye.